Hello, hello, hello. Oops. There we go. I have not changed the Twitch chat again. Hope you're all doing good. We're just going to do a very quick stream today. Let's post this out quick. I'll explain why, perhaps, if you're interested, but nothing nothing too interesting or worth really talking about. Let me just get to my... What's this? An ad management panel. Sure, I don't know what that is. Cool. Let me just edit the channel, if it let me. Oh dear. Something's wrong. One moment, let me just see if YouTube's working. Okay, so we have YouTube. Twitch is dying. Let me just pause that. Let's bring up the chat. So Twitch is dead for some reason. The video download was cancelled. Please try again. It was? It is? Let's refresh. Okay. Yeah, Twitch is... Oh, thank you, Garib. Thank you for joining us on the... Yep. Let me... Okay, so Twitch is dead. Let me try again. Let's just cancel that, I guess. A double click may have killed it, so... Let's try again. Are we alive? Yep, okay. Just had to do that. Oh, and I've got an advert on my own stream. Right. I'm here to see my own chat. Great. Twitch takes ages to load. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. So, we just added the chat. Sorry, the stream title, and then we're good. All right. Hey. Let's write some scripts in batch. Not bad, not bad. Thank you for joining us on both platforms. Twitch should be live if you want to go on there. Whatever you fancy. So let me bring up more goals you got pinned and stuff. Did you give your credit card info away? Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of automatic. I don't really know what's going on with Twitch. Due to the kind viewers and you guys, we reached affiliate status. Now, I was expecting this to be kind of like YouTube. YouTube has a oh yeah, channel points. There we go. YouTube has this it's very difficult to get monetized on YouTube. I won't go into it too much, but so the first level of monetization is basically worthless on YouTube. So yeah, I was expecting kind of the same deal with Twitch, but no, it seems like the more valuable one is the first one. I don't really understand what's going on. So if there's something that's changed, that's what's changed effectively. Now, why am I late? And why is this a short stream? Well, I think I'll talk about it briefly, but I kind of have been hanging around with a different group of game developers, and I think having a being able to do maths and getting like a poor night's sleep and then my math studies not going very well. Morning. I kind of realized that I need to be careful who I hang out with, because some of these developers, I don't want to call out any names, but there are some. They will just use AI, and it doesn't seem like they're taking it very seriously, despite telling me otherwise. And I just don't really see. They're always the types as well to tell me that. It's too hard. I haven't worked. I can't work on game development because it's because of this or that, and it's just draining. So I kind of like burnt out myself because I was getting frustrated with these people. So yeah, just be careful who you hang out with, basically, as they can be a drain on your motivation. Thinking of a small filler project before I pick up Vulkan. Not much experience with network stuff, but I think I'll make a packet sniffer who is I had to figure out who's stealing my Wi-Fi. Oh dear, that's unfortunate. You do have Wireshark if you do want to do that, but that's a packet sniffer at least. Yeah, so yeah, just generally out there, I would just say to everyone, yeah, I won't go into any drama or say who's who or anything like that, but yeah, just be careful who you hang out with. If you're in a community with a bunch of people who don't care, then eventually you'll become that guy as well. That saying of like you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most with is extremely true. So right, so what did we get done? The other day, we got this far where we haven't quite figured out how to deal with texture coordinates or the buffer offset for a compressed texture. We've got close. This is a block 7 texture, and as you can see, it's not completely busted, but it's clearly not right, obviously, because there should be a different color here. So we're going to try and do a bit more with that. Probably just for an hour, nothing crazy today, because I, kind of beat myself up for no reason. It's a plus if you have no one to hang out with. It's a plus if you have no one to hang out with. Yeah, it's, the benefit of, I guess, my community, is the fact that I think, for the most part, people who tune in on a regular basis at least care about what they're making, and care about the craft, on top of, now, I'm not saying AI is bad, by the way, or whatever. It's just the way it's used, which is just concerning, right? So if like, for example, I know Mika uses AI. I'm not going to say that he's misusing it, right? It's like it's just make a game as fast as possible, put it on Steam. Make a game as fast as possible, put it on Steam. That type of attitude, right? Jeez, got another advert. So I've got Twitch open on 2 monitors, on 2 other things, right? So, anyway, so we need to figure out this offset. So we do this, but I don't think we got it right. We need to do something else. When I'm learning programming, one of my friends vibe coded a project and showed it to me, and honestly, thought he was really good at programming. Later, I found out it was all Claude code. Exactly, yeah, that's exactly what I've experienced as well. Like, someone will show me some cool pathfinding algorithm they'd written, or, it shows in the game, like 2D pathfinding. Or maybe it's like a cool script that, like, cuts up some thing, or, like things like that. And it's just all the same thing over and over and over again. They just vibe coded it. And it just gets tiring. Because I think to these people, like, you have so much potential, and you're skipping the point, not the point. You're skipping hard work, and it gets tiring. It gets really tiring. So yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like, I see so much potential in people, I guess, maybe more than I should, and I just think, well, if you want to actually get good, then you're gonna have to practice, but no, that the actual practicing is not what they're interested in. Okay, so we do have a kindly donated piece of code here by our lovely game developer friend Ratchet that we're going to look into. And yeah, sorry to go on about this a bit, but it's like I keep getting arguments, people arguing with me over it, like, oh, but I don't have time, that's why I do it, and it just gets extremely tiring. So this is something I don't quite understand, the staging block offset thing. So this is Ratchet's code. We're not obviously gonna, I'm just gonna paste it in here so we have it in one place. And yeah, I think we should do standard max as well. We don't do anything with the faces, but I'm kind of curious, like, what's array layer? Okay, so it looks like our base array layer is not correct at all. Let's just for the most part, let's comment this out so we don't get any weird compilation issues. Right, so the first thing I need to worry about is, okay, so the array layers is the number of layers. Okay, so clearly we have number of faces times by plus face, which is, all right. So the first thing I'm just going to try is just say what array layer is. So MIP levels, which MIP levels is that? Okay, so he's got multiple for loops here. So yeah, we're missing out like multiple layers of for loops here. I think this would be for, I have a feeling that this would be 1. Yo, Void. How you doing, dude? Hello, Emmanuel. AI does not have a good game checkbox yet, exactly. Yeah, well, to be fair, on the Vulkan guide, they promote, oh, do they? LLMs, because Vulkan is very verbose. I did not know that. Actually, did not know that. I might have to reconsider that as a resource, perhaps. So you could focus more on graphics. Yeah, I really thought he was doing what I want to do, but he was just using AI for all that shit, like effing fucking scammer. Yeah, basically, it's yeah, I don't know. I just the worst part of it, honestly, is the arguing. The amount of people that say like, oh, but no, it's good because I do it like this, which just gets under my skin. Because it's just not honest. Like, you can get good at this without having to worry about Alright, so we're not going to do faces right now. What I'm going to check is based on this. By the way, don't worry. Ratchet is giving me kind of like, not permission, but I think his is open source. He hasn't given me verbal permission. I think he's used some of my allocators, so it's like we both, you know, get inspired by other people's code here. According to you, what is the best place to learn C++? If I study for 5 hours a day, can I learn it in 5 to 15 days? I already have a basic understanding of C++. Okay, so if you have 5 hours of day to study, could you learn it in 15 to 10 days? You could learn the syntax quite well, but I don't think you could learn all of C++ in oh, interesting. Okay, number of layers. Why is the texture null? Oh, okay. So this is okay. Yeah, we got to skip over. Right. Okay. Give me a minute. Right, so I'm just going to write some lazy code here, just because I want to. If you have 5 hours today, you can study, you can get very good very quickly. The problem is you need to practice on top of learning. So it's not like I could send you off and you would be fine. If that makes sense. It's kind of hard to explain this. So there's 2 types of knowledge that you need to acquire for programming. Conceptual knowledge and procedural knowledge. Conceptual knowledge is like reading from a book or whatever. And procedural knowledge is about like learning how to do it, the experience, right? You need both. So it's not like I have 5 hours a day. Which book should I read to get absolute master level of C++? It's like you need to practice the conceptual, in my opinion, first, and then pick a project that you can develop, you can practice those skills on. That's why I recommend One Lone Coder and stuff. What's the best learning resource in C++ to you? So, how do I do this? Yeah, let me just pause the timer for a minute and have a look. In my guide, I think I had some good resources in here. Let me have a look. I know Learn CPP is good, but I think I had more. Oh, that's not a self-promotion. Excuse me, one moment. So if you don't know, this is my guide on my Discord. So, you know, ideally you would look at this and... how do I actually open this whole thing up? That's it. Okay, so take this out. And in theory, you put it in Obsidian or whatever app you've got to note take. And I'll just... the reason I bring this up because I want to like show you what I... the roadmap. Right, this is the roadmap that I've got. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so here's the links that I've got. I've got a long... There's a book here that you could use, the Strawstrup thing. The Jew Has Scotches is quite nice. Although there's one thing in here I completely disagree with, which is the if-def thing, but this is quite good. What's this YouTube series? I can't remember. Oh, I think this is the Cherno's playlist, right? Yeah, so there's a Cherno playlist for things you don't understand. But what I recommend for people who are like brand new is that you pick a project that you want to learn, plus learn something from like learncpp.com. Pick a book. If you have the money for it, I would say a book over this resource. So I'm gonna pick up a resource here. Learncpp.com, right? This is a great resource if you have if you don't want to buy a book. Other than that, I'm just going to have to go on private browsers because Amazon doxes you. Let me just go... I'll show you the books that are good. So, but this is all conceptual knowledge, right? Generally speaking, these... Okay, so effective modern C++ should be completely ignored. This I've heard good things from. I haven't read this because this is like a beginner series, but I know someone in the chat has been going through this. This is a very big book. You can always do. Okay, just for anyone, this is not my address. But I do have to be aware that if I log on my other... ignore this book, but there is another good book by Scott Myers, which I would... So I don't know why they recommend this one. This is not a good book. Effective C++, though, is good. This one gets updated every now and again. So this is more up to date. Effective modern C++ is behind. Last time I read it anyway. I read like a really old copy and it was talking about auto pointers, which you guys should not learn about. So this is like a good addition to another book like this, like a big book. Generally speaking, learning C++ is not that difficult in a sense. It's more about building the experience as well, which is kind of the tricky part. You want to learn C++ and then have something to practice it on, right? So when I bring up my... in my guide, I say this guy is a really good YouTuber to pick a... I think I've brought this up so many times now. If you go into this and you look through some of his popular or oldest, you know, build a build a graphics 3D graphics engine from scratch without Vulkan, right? This is a great project you can learn. Do the Tetris from scratch, which is console. Do a first-person shooter. This is the type of stuff that you need to be doing. Now, you may think, I'm too much of advanced at this. This is too easy. It's like, okay, just ramp it up in difficulty, right? Then what I would say, okay, is pick something like... if you're getting up to date OpenGL, yeah, go through some OpenGL tutorials perhaps. This is what I would do. If you want to do graphics anyway, go through some OpenGL tutorials and then do a Minecraft clone, right? This is a big project that'll take you a while. This is something I did, right? And yeah, you could. I don't know which one I did. I did one of these back in the day, like a long time ago. I think it is this one. No, it's like Minecraft clone in 21 days or something. In a week or something. In a week? I can't remember. Yeah, this one. So I went through. If you look at this, you'll see on my channel that I have a Minecraft video, and this is literally the Minecraft thing that I implemented. It uses SFLM. It has the code online. It has all the OpenGL stuff. It has threading. It has all this type of stuff that you can do, right? This is the practice that you need to kind of put in outside of learning the C++. Like your projects should get more and more advanced. So this uses SFLM, IMGUI, what is it called? A GLM and something called Integrate. But I just did my own thing because I had already a bit of OpenGL understanding with SFLM. But if you just follow like his source code and kind of like learn how he did it, that's how you like learn how to do these things. Also, Biscuit's a really good one. If you could pull off this is even harder again. But like, if you could pull off like making a Doom style 3D C engine, I don't know if he has the source code available. But this is one of my favorite videos. Honestly, it's like so fun. The fact that he just pulls out like, just to show you what it looks like at the end, because you don't know what I'm talking about. Like this is his finished project, right? And this is a Doom style 3D engine, right? So there's no graphic. This is like no graphics, but these are the type of like bigger projects that you need to work towards to actually get better at, like outside of like learning what we talked about earlier. The making, I don't know, Tetris in a console, right? Like you eventually start getting like more and more. This is C, but you can definitely move this to C++, right? So, considering C is a subset of C++, right? So, like there's like bigger projects that you can tackle. These will take you time, by the way. This is not something you can learn in a week, right? This is like hard. I'm telling you to do something difficult here. I haven't done this personally, but if you were to pull this off, this would be super cool. You just show all the code, and it's like hard to understand. You have to understand vector maths and portals and stuff like that. Not like portals in a video game, but like how to do all this type of like if you pick these harder things to do, you'll get better and better as you go. It's all about building that experience and skill, right? So learn CBP, pick a book, and then apply what you've learned. But you're probably going to have to deviate into different things, like learning graphics. You're going to have to learn like OpenGL or Vulkan or whatever before you can do this. Or if you're going to do networking, you're going to have to buy the TCP/IP book, which I think we saw here. I think it's here somewhere. There's a TCP/IP book, I think. A C++ TCP/IP, right? I'm sorry if this is like... oh, did I say... I didn't type it right. TCP... I can't remember if it's C++, actually. Why is effective modern always here? Yeah, avoid these books as well, by the way. Like, the ones that I've got on the AI cover, like this stuff, like, absolutely skip this every single day of the week. It's just scam. Where was it? It's got the same... It's the same publisher. There's a TCP/IP book, and I can't remember what it's called. Ah, there it is. There you go. Like if you have to do networking or something, you would have to like learn how this works, like at a low level, all that kind of stuff, right? So it depends on what you are interested in, what you want to learn. But you need to build that procedural knowledge plus with the conceptual knowledge, right? Anyway, so sorry about the I wasn't really looking at chat. I just kind of wanted to get that out there. I'm in a bit of a ranty mood, I'm not gonna lie. So if I missed something, I do apologize. Let me hi, just a question, do you interrupt much? Have you... No, I'm not gonna learn... I've been thinking about learning DirectX. Have you been thinking about learn? No, I'm not gonna learn DirectX. Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff. Cheer 1 bit. What does that do? Oh, whoops. Sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. I would say revision is the hardest part of learning because you need to face being a human. We forget stuff all the time. Oh, without doubt, Rush. Rush is onto something there. It's actually really boring sometimes to like sit there and revise a bunch of stuff that you've been doing. So yeah, it is tough. Should optimization come at last? Are you planning to be an indie? Probably an indie if I can get away with it. Right now I'm building a compiler. I have no idea how to do it. Aha, you're that guy, right, on the chat. Yeah, Tour of C++ is a little over 300 pages. That's actually not that bad at all. I guess choose a project you're interested in and collect tools for that. Best way for me, it'll motivate me to learn something new. Yeah, exactly. So, like, it's a balance between that conceptual knowledge and the procedural knowledge. And the reason I have notes is literally because what Rush said. I will forget stuff, so I have to go in here and like remember like what's immediate to register move operation do. Like how is that encoded in binary? Okay, so that's the 1011. If I was reading this in a decimal, right? W reg, and I was like, okay, what's W reg mean, right? I can't remember, so. This is something to do with effective address calculations, I guess. And I'll read through this. All right, so stuff like that, right? So it's it's unsigned displacement when it comes to assembly or whatever. There is there's a bunch of stuff like that, right? That I have to do. It's a pain in the neck doing revision. It's honestly one of the most boring parts. But yeah, there's a guide here if you're interested. But hopefully I've filled out what you should do with C++. And you can't get good at it like quickly, I don't think, in my opinion, to do it well. There's a programming course by a guy, Dave Churchill, making some 2D game engine at ECS on YouTube. Morning, Revere. Yeah, I mean, again, that would be another project to pursue, right? But it's not going to be the be-all and end-all. I think that's something that people have to... It took me a long time to learn this, but, like, you think that, oh, this is the project that's going to fix my programming ability. I can just do this, and then I'll know everything that I need to know to implement what I want, right? That will never happen, I promise you that. You'll finish that project, you'll get better, and you'll still need to practice stuff. It's a pain in the ass. It's really annoying, actually. But, if you're at least aware of it, then it's not as annoying. So, yeah. Hopefully that's... yeah, thank you for joining us, guys, by the way. Have you done line rendering with Vulkan with different stroke widths and line joins? Stroke widths. Are you talking about fat lines when it comes to outlining? That do you need hardware features to be enabled for? If not, I'm not entirely sure. I don't quite know exactly what you're talking there, Spider-Man. Anyway. Yeah, so let's restart the timer. Yeah, all I could do is wish you the best on learning stuff, because, like, I'm having to study maths, right? Like, this is just, like, it's most of it's just revision, because I've forgotten a load of maths. Oh, yeah. You need to turn on some hardware for that. It's called Fat Lines, right? It's a graphics, it's a Vulkan, just make sure this works. Okay. You need to turn on a hardware feature for it. What is it? It's literally line width equals 1. If you want to go above line equals 1, then you have to increase, and you have to turn on some feature at the device level, and then turn on something else. I can't quite remember, but it's a graphics pipeline plus a VK. Is it physical device? Yeah, physical device feature that you need to turn on. So you need to turn on two things. And then you should be good. And then you should, I don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but anyway. Okay, so let's, we did do this, so let's actually figure out what we actually did in the end. Nope. I have a feeling, though, that we've got this correct, but I'm not entirely sure yet, so... let's include our maths thing. Yeah, so cell shading is definitely possible if the hardware is supported by that. But that'll be for... I don't know what it'll be. If you're talking about stencil... like getting the outline of objects, that's something to do with the stencil buffer, which is this is different again. But yeah, there's two things that you could do. Yeah, look into that. You would need to know exactly the graphical effect that you would need. I'm assuming you're talking about 3D and all that kind of stuff. Hello, Ratchet. Hello. We're looking at your code today. What is my... Sorry about being late again. I think this, unfortunately, because of that, it's going to be a smaller one. Maths? What do I call this? I think I call it maths, actually. Do 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 do. Where did I put min and max? It's in the foundation somewhere. I just can't remember exactly which, because I don't use it very often. Numerics, I think. Yep. Okay. I had to write this myself because not invented here syndrome is coursing through my veins at every single moment of my life. Okay. Oh, I'm so daft. Numerics is already here. Why? Oh, I'm daft. Right. Okay. So. Yep. Right, see? I know. I know. Yes, we're looking at the thing you sent in the chat on the Discord yesterday. I have a bad feeling, though, that this is actually fine and we're just not getting the texture coordinates out like we used to. But I'm not sure. But we will just keep going and improving. So we have this face stuff. This is your comments in our code here, Ratchet. So get off. Ah, right. Okay, that's what we needed to do in there. Missed that. I didn't see that. Is this layer or level? Okay, so. Yep. All right, let's do that again. Nope. Let's keep going. So we need faces next, which is number of faces times. Okay. So again, we're going to go in another layer of for loops. So this is N3. Yeah, forgive me for the scruffiness of this code right now. We're gonna. There's like an if statement. We're very nested. I'm aware of that. So, num faces. Faces. What do you call it? No. Okay, so just gonna take our time here. Yesterday I was on the edge of writing SDL because it was taking 40 milliseconds, 400 milliseconds on SDL inted. Wow. Yeah, I was about to suggest, about to say, like, are you initializing literally everything? I don't know if you are. That might be. Right, so let's work out this properly. So apparently take this and num faces multiplied by this. We have the MIP levels, which is the eye level. It's probably eye is probably totally undescriptive considering this MIP level. Let's make this a bit clearer because this is confusing. It's just an I variable. Right, okay, so yeah. Let's see how that goes. You worked on a chip 8. Yep. That's another project you could do. Highly recommend. It's a very fun project. It does work, and I was able to run a little chip 8 game in it. That was honestly like one of my favorite projects to do. Okay, so clearly it's texture coordinates. So we've done everything else correct. Okay, so let's move into that. I am going to. I'm kind of not in the mood for this. It's a bit long, that's all. All right. Okay. Controller's taking most of the time. Unfortunately, I have to put off C++ and Vulkan for the next month because of exams. Oh yeah. Take care of your, your actual personal life. You don't want to mess it up. I know, because you're trying to get into engineering school and stuff like that. And also, yeah, don't listen to anyone who tells you that programming is useless. By the way, I remember you saying that the other day. Well, a few weeks ago. I can't remember when. But yeah, make sure you get your exams in. Make sure you sort yourself out. And I'll make sure my texture coordinates are good. Right. So we do have a base fill image. You are missing some of the image/image view flags on the cube array. You are missing some image and image view for your cube. Is that... Sorry, what have you noticed? In here? Oh, I should get rid of this now. I think it's basically the same. I never understood this part though. This is the confusing part. Staging, block, memory, offset. I don't know what that is. Alright. It shouldn't matter for 2D. I've been playing your stream while I engage my work. Yeah, that's cool, Atomic. That's what I do as well, for other people. So yeah, good luck with your projects, my man. I don't know why your message got redacted. Sometimes YouTube does that. I allocate a block of memory from a bigger staging buffer. Okay. Right, so you're just offsetting into a bigger buffer, right? I don't do that. Okay, that's good to know. Alright, let's get our texture coordinates up because that's the important part right now. We do have this, but I'm assuming that the decompression stuff is like... The whole point is that we have a texture coordinate we decompress, right? You have the basis U compressed image. Ugh, right. Which is like literally the point of doing all this stuff, right? I think we have unused variables here quite a lot, so Hmm. Yeah, we just throw in mid levels directly, and I think we have height and width there. Okay, it doesn't really matter. You got one more follower on GitHub. Oh, thank you. I assume that's you, right? Yeah, thanks for following us on GitHub. I don't really know what it does, but obviously it's obviously a good thing, I think. But I very much appreciate that, dude. Why would you use image index to alter your UVs? What do you mean? No, I'm not looking at that. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I have a bad feeling that this is all just bad. So the only way to figure that out, I think, is... yeah, I'll read that again in a minute. But I want to do something else first. If I look at the... If I just disable everything in the fragment shader. And I take out this, put this here. Tap that out so I don't go nuts. We take the text chords and we go, okay. X and Y. And the rest is 0. And a 1. What do we get? Now, obviously, there's a bunch of rocks, but I'm going to look at the ducks. Right, yeah, this is what I thought. From what I can tell, is we're sampling the same thing over and over again. If that makes sense, right? We're like basically sampling the same. So if you look at this, texture coordinates kind of making sense. Turn this off for a minute. It is a bit strange color though. We'll have to admit. Let me think about this for a minute. Is this texture coordinate? Let me rerun this again. Also doing every other type of text. Oh, that's why. Had a typo. That's what I was hoping for. Okay. Green and red on stuff that makes sense. I won't be able to know off the top of my head if that's correct. But what I will be able to see, I think, if I look at my model, yeah, it's all just the same, which it shouldn't be. And if I use my other model in scene, right? Duck. We should see a regular looking texture coordinate. I had a feeling this would break. Why are you complaining? Can't see. Oh, okay. So it's. I think I've accidentally loaded the. I think I've copied over duck, which should be just a PNG, just, regular unmodified thing. Hope I haven't lost it. If not, I can just go into. No, I can't do that. So we should see duck. No, it's not what I'm interested in. Yep. Okay, so that's the original because it's less than 80. The optimized one that doesn't work right now is 80 kilobytes. This is double. Models out. So throw this in here. So just override the original. We should see, as far as I can tell, Which one are you trying to access? Out. Okay, where are we? Build assets out. I'm confused here. Why are we trying to... I don't know if it actually copied over. Oh, hang on. Right, I forgot. I actually explicitly tell it which type it is. So there we go. Okay. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, okay, so that's what we should be seeing. Kind of like this. That's like a normal looking texture map. Whereas there should be some black. Let's go with that. On the scene. But the texture coordinates coming out are all busted up. I think we do have the right textures now, but what is the theme I'm using? It is the fantastic Jamie Maxwell's Scrap Brain Mode classical guitar arrangement. Yeah, he's an OG YouTuber. Has a bunch of killer soundtracks from the Mega Drive and Commodore 64 music, stuff like that. So yeah, give him a check out. Oh, the Visual Studio. It's just the dark theme, I think. Yeah. Yeah, what is it? Yeah. System light theme, dark. Color theme, dark. System theme, dark. I don't know what this is. So it's pretty boring. So why would you use different image index? Why would you? Why would using a different image index alter your UVs? Okay, yep, they didn't. You're right. I don't know if I said that. Yeah, they didn't, because obviously we can see that they didn't completely. Now, it looks like when we extract out the values, they're either already compressed and we're like doing double compression on them. So what I'm going to try is to figure out if they're... I don't know what these values are. So when we're losing our optimized duct, so I think our texturing is fine for now, for 2D textures at least. Yeah, streaming noticed me. I just wanted to get other stuff done. But yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Right, what am I trying to do here? Let me think for a minute. Right, we've done this. We're going to go in here. We're going to look at the texture format. Yep, below this, blah, 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 below this. I have a bad feeling that everything other... I think these texture coordinates that are coming out of here, for the ducks specifically, that are optimized, are falling into this and not coming out the other side with anything that makes any sense. And I think we would see that in... we would see that best, I think, in RenderDoc. So let's get it in RenderDoc. Because if the texture... How would we see the texture coordinates? Because they're... I don't know how you see them, actually. If you guys know... in fact, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to... This is going to be a quick hack. I just want to see, because I think I know what's going on already. So if I just do... test 1... equals this. So clearly the other stuff works, otherwise we wouldn't have any valid positions, right? So what I'm going to do is for the optimized dock, no, for the non-optimized dock, I think. Go into scene. This might actually be slower. But I don't care for now. And then I want to skip over all this. and break at U. So F5. Okay, it's so yeah, 0.8, whatever. Okay, so these have values in that make sense. They're all floats or whatever. Now, question: when I upload, when I do duck op2, I think I have to say, and then true because it's like this KTX version. To get rid of the other breakpoint. Alright, get rid of that for now. Here we go. And scroll down to here. I haven't done this type of debugging in a while, flipping heck. Right, so what on earth are you guys supposed to be? Okay. Yeah, these are different, but I'm sure that's fine. Right, this is annoying me. Sorry. There we go. Okay, so I don't know why I'm pressing F10. Okay, that's interesting. Why are they all the same, basically? It's like they need to be scaled or something? Do you know what I mean? I don't understand. It's very strange. So of course this is not working because the texture coordinates are all wrong. They're not the same value. They're definitely different each time. I think we're going to run out of texture coordinates in a minute. So yeah, 5, 4, 4. Okay, this makes a lot of sense when we open this up in... Yeah, can I show you guys what I think, what we're getting? If I... minimize, please. This would track, I think... I mean, I think this will make sense now. So I'm just going to open up this dock in Blender, which can actually read these texture coordinates, so they're not invalid, but they might need to be read differently. So if I go in here and then go into this, build, assets, model, and then bring in this guy. Oh, right, okay, yeah, so it can't load that type because of the super compressed textures. Whoops. But I do have the non super compressed version with the same kind of modifications to the texture coordinates. So if I open up, yeah, just regular OP. So this has been modified. Actually, this is in the wrong place, strangely. But if I go to UV editing, I think. You see this? It's all over here. All the UV thingies. Right, so it's all like... I don't really understand how Blender's understanding this, but it's all like super compressed. Sorry, like all the super quad. If I import another, if I import the regular dock, you can see the difference, right? It's like it's all over the texture. Whereas when we if we import the other one, it's all super tiny. It's the same thing, but it's just really small. And I don't know what that's about, honestly. Was GLTF texture to use texture transform? Because I don't like this. Texture transform. Let's have a look at the documentation. That's a good question. That because I would have to do some computation in the shaders, and I think that just makes things really slow. So I'm gonna go to the arguments real quick and just see like what the opposite do. So I did TC, so that's the super compression. But texture transforms used by default when textures are present unless disabled. Okay. Now, I don't know why you'd want this. I don't really know. I think I tried to get this working once. So let's get this out. Yeah, great via. Okay. So let's not do texture transform. If anyone knows what that's even for, I don't know. Yeah, so let's remove that. Yeah, if you guys like know off the top of your head, like what? Oh, texture transforms used for this. I haven't looked it up. It just seems completely redundant to me. I don't really know why. So let's yeah, I'm still learning as I go. You see. So we're just gonna take the duck texture out, and then fingers crossed that we can have super compression with non-texture transforms, which again I wouldn't understand why you'd want it, because it feels like it's slower to render. All right, unless you want maximum, maybe it helps with the size. I don't know. Anyway, so GLTF. What is it? No. Oh. So imports, so doc, and then outputs, so doc op2. It's optimized, version 2, GLB, TU, I think, and then no. I know, I want TC actually. Yeah, TU is a different compression format I haven't dealt with. And then no OQ. So OP2 is a bit bigger. Interesting. Why is that bigger? Because of that alone. Hello, Mabdo. I think I can save a bit of disk space based on this. The reason I want to completely avoid texture transformations is because the only way I knew how to do this, honestly, was like build up a bunch of this might be bad, by the way, a bunch of like sine and cosine translate. Like I built up the 2D transformation function per texture, and I just kind of applied a transform every single time to a transform texture. Obviously that's a terrible idea, like you'd want to do it, you'd want to pass it up, but even just having like an extra I don't really see the benefit of it, if that makes sense, right? I don't know. Whoops, that's not what I want to do at all. So I might look it up. We might look it up now, I don't know. But if I paste this in here and close this, actually no, I think we've got the other. I just don't want to mess this up. Place. Oh no, it can't even open it anyway. So yeah, you have to apply transform. You have to apply like a transform to it. Okay, that's not what we want at all. And F11. And then F5. Okay. Oh, no, that's completely legit. So it was that texture transform extension. Right, so let's see what that looks like. I believe using texture transformation can... I believe that using texture transformation can let Mesh Optimizer compress UVs harder, but it has a runtime cost. Right. Thank you. I think, yeah, I think from my experience when I actually did do this, like middle of last year, so like literally last year, you know, like I think it was in the summer. It was like a giant waste of time. I remember it being like, oh, this is just slower. So I don't, yeah, so I assume there is some, like, you know, if you absolutely need the space, then you can do this. Because we've already had to work around the fact that there's no tangents in this bloody thing, which is annoying. Alright, so I think we can get rid of that, and then do... Get rid of this. Uncomment everything. Yeah, maybe we can keep our tangent vectors now I think about it. Is there a way to do that? Because it's the only way I was able to find out how to keep tangent vectors was like remove unused nodes, right? But that kind of like basically made it the same size if I did that. But anyway, let's we'll look at that in a minute because it would be nice to get around. When you put it through, yay! Okay, so we have faster. Well, faster. We have a super compressed texture decompressed on the GPU. Sorry, on at runtime and then ran. And it looks like the regular dock, right? Looks a little different, but I don't think it means anything. Yeah, okay, so we lost... yeah, it's the duck. We got it back, guys. I'll have to make that like a little emoji for us to use in the chats. It's definitely faster. Yeah, it's definitely faster than SDV image plus generating bitmaps. So what I'm saying is, when I export this with tangent data, you know, when you do this, right? I'm not going to do it now, but this, right, tangents, they get stripped out in GLTF pack, annoyingly, which means I have to like calculate them in the fragment shader at runtime, which is annoying. But I think that's based on that. I think we're going to try, if we can. I want to keep them because obviously that's runtime performance we're leaving on the table there. I think. I don't know how expensive it is to calculate them. Yeah, we definitely lose them because I'm working around that and calculating them on the shader. I don't think you were here for that. It definitely does that for GLTF pack for me. Have you used GLTF pack? I'm surprised you have actually. So keep named nodes and mesh names so the nodes can be transformed externally. Keep named materials and disable. Okay, so keep extra data. I think I had to do this. Keep extra data. Use floating points. Use floating points position quantization instead of the default fixed point. Okay. You've been using it for a year now. I see. Yeah, 100% we lose them. I'll show you. I can even prove it, right? So we're loading the dock, the optimized dock or whatever. And where are we? We need to go to this. And where is it? Normal textures. Do 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 do. Okay, here we are. Right. So, if the tangent accessor is null, this means there's no tangents. So, yeah. Ta-da! The tangent accessor was null. There's nothing there to be read in, but there is like normals. And that's I think it's because it's been stripped out. But I think there is runtime performance to this. So as far as I remember, if you keep extra data, which again doesn't make the model much smaller, but we're not really after like disk size. But oh, why are you doing that, microphone? We're not after we're not trying to like minimize how much is on disk, but we're trying to actually improve runtime performance as much. I would prefer it that it's not like super big. So this is a tiny model in comparison to other stuff, but yeah. So if I do a keep extra data, I look at this. Right, I'm just gonna absolutely make sure that that did do something. Then just like, yeah, okay. Whoops, stop it. My mouse double clicking again. Models, whoops. Replace, now the breakpoint, if I have a breakpoint here. Okay, no, it also doesn't have tangent data. So that was wrong. Where is it being stripped? Keep no data mesh. No. Yeah, because I should try and get this to render as fast as I can, rather than worrying about disk space as much, now I think about it. So maybe the super compression is not even worth it, but it's not that big of a deal anyway. Because this is doing a bunch of runtime performance stuff that's going to help us speed up things. What am I looking for is tangents or something. I would say most of this crap you're doing isn't important. E-fool. What are you looking for about tangent? What are you referring to exactly? What worrying about tangent vectors? Yeah, oh, yeah, you're right. Duh. Just do .h. I think it's better than the documentation anyway. Okay, so the input file, output file can produce... Converts all textures to... Yep, this... Okay, so that's not anything we have to worry about. Keep referring to the original texture instead of the... okay, so we can flip the wire, which is nice, maybe. Resize the texture to the nearest powers of 2. Okay, so that's something we don't care about. Vertex precision, position. Basics attributes, okay. Use floating point attributes for texture coordinates, use normals. Keep source vertex attributes if they aren't used. I think it's maybe this one. Generate tangent frames when needed. Replace existing tangents. Tangent frames. How much time does it take to read and upload a texture? Is this an academic or working on some bottleneck? It just needs to be faster. I don't really have a good answer, to be honest. So animation. Alright, so disable, yeah. Oh, okay, hang on. We maybe could use the other. It's more for scalability, to be honest. That's why I did this. Maybe generate tangent frames when needed. Maybe it's not Nokia. Hang on. Let me look at my once I've set this up, this will just be done, right? We don't have to do this again, you know. Yep. What was it? It was yeah. What is this extension? VTF. VTF. Use floating points for texture coordinates. Oh, okay, so yeah, we should do that instead of whatever, because we're doing extra stuff in here. Interesting to use floating points. It's oh, is that what's happening? It's used it's quantized them down to fixed point maths. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of just want to code today, you know what I mean? I don't have to like there's thousands of things I need to do. Listen, if I had some, if I like, I don't know what the most important thing that I should be working on at all times is. Like maybe it should be, I don't know, making the main menu look good. I don't think it matters that much as long as it's like it eventually gets good all the way there. But anyway. Yeah. Actually, just using real. I know it seems kind of crazy, but like, you know, when I was listening to, I don't know how many people are watching, so I don't know how well this guy is liked by the general community. But like when I was listening to Sam High talk about getting a skill, I very much believed everything he said in it, and I've technically passed that point at where I don't have the skill that I think he would rate. He wouldn't rate me with the skills, so you know, it's all over for me anyway, if you know what I mean. I'm not gonna, you know, air quotes make it. So you know, let's just have fun. Hey, a rock joke slowed reverb, speed up on crack. Damn. I thought you were about to mention. Yeah, we can't say that person's on name. No, I just know that, you know, he's a very controversial guy. So I'm gonna try again with this because I don't think this was ideal. You know, I've thought for like a while now that, you know, it's Jova for me, if you know what I'm saying. You know, I should be better as a programmer, but I'm not where I need to be at my age anyway. And I decided a long time ago, I was like, oh, what am I going to do then? I'm just going to program anyway. Even if it's so Jova for me, according to some people. So whatever, it is what it is. Maybe tomorrow I'll work on, I don't know, improving the speed of startup of a library I only use once. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. It's all over anyway. All right. Right. So we have TC. Okay, so we have TC. We have O. We have compression. Is that everything we need? I've forgotten. There's something else we need, don't we? Yeah, because I think these are all... Does it break normals? I actually haven't thought of that. Oh, and we need to do this. Yeah. That was the other thing. I'm late too, so welcome to the late club. GTs, we want to generate the tangents. Hopefully they exist. So at the very least we'll get that far. We'll see what that looks like. Yeah, okay, so this is certainly smaller. Model. Get rid of this guy. Gonna have so many like duck models in the graveyard. ChatGPT. Yeah. What is it? ChatGPT. Yeah. Okay, so that did work for the texture coordinates. I wonder if the normals are busted though. It looks like they're okay. Because they're using... It would be hard to know though, because this is a pure specular model. Actually, no. The directional map would be all fucked up if it was... the directional light would all go wrong. Yeah, I think the normals are fine. So that almost tells me that... What are these? Uint 16. Okay, just bear with me. This might be a bit insane. But let's see if double quantizing 16-bit floats is a terrible idea, right? They may already be fixed point. And I'm like fixed pointing them twice. So if I get rid of this, and I do this, it's gonna break everything else. But I'm kind of curious. Like, does the duck render properly? I thought you were. If you start calling us, what if he shows up? Start calling us lazy game devs. Yeah, that's for 1 million exactly. Non know your age. Yeah, well I'm in my 30s, so I'm a bit of a pessimist, honestly, so ignore me. I'm a bit of a crank today, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so I think I might be double quantizing the results. I think that's the issue that we've had this whole time. Right, so let's see. I think, yeah, if we double quantize them, we'll end up with a bad. Just make his mingle his dingle chip. Yes, please do. Nope. Okay, that is just not working. Even with the texture coordinates changed. And we didn't do any quantization, you know. All right. But I do think it is something like that, right? But, it is what it is. Like, oh yeah, this song's good. Right. Okay. So let's bring this back. I think that's good enough. Oh, and I didn't check the tangents actually. Right. I can test that now. Actually, do we have tangents? Can I just get rid of this because this is kind of annoying? Generate tangents. Oh, I've deleted the file. Okay. Yeah, that would make sense. Let me just put that back. It's basically the same size, so I'm totally happy with that. All right, let's run again. Nope, we still don't have tangents. So, yeah, we have to generate them on the fly again. They're based on derivatives. Make a game on an iPad and make the game four-dimensional that renders the universe. Trust me, light work. Project for pros like you. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Claude ChatGPT, generate me. Yeah, generate me that game. No mistakes. Also, what's GLTF pack? Oh, GLTF pack is like it takes a GLTF model and in theory compresses stuff and rearranges some vertices around, combines things together so you get less draw calls and faster rendering of models in theory. You can also compress it down so it's like really, really small, but at the cost of performance. So there's a couple of things you can do. It's a command line tool though, so you just like stick in your model file and then like do something with it. So yeah, I've been trying to figure out how to get everything kind of working in that way, right? Scratch is an array of floats. Ratchet says, yes, it is. There's an implicit conversion between float and U16 truncated. Since the UVs are 0 to 1, its truncation either is 1 or 0. With the quantization step, it converts to float 16. Yeah, I think we're just going to leave. I don't really care. I wonder if it's faster. I have no idea, to be honest. All right. Let's do the rock, I guess. Let's do the rock as well. Oh, Rick and Morty, Rickety Rick. The funniest show on television. Right, so I don't know what this GT is doing, so actually maybe I'll do it for the rock and see if it has the same issue. I don't know. Let's get this out. So this is an order of magnitude smaller, almost. It's like half an order of magnitude, which is pretty good. So we need to say rock on, just for as we listen to rock music. Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't know which conversion is. Whatever, it is what it is. I just turned it off. It's considerably better anyway. So I've never actually got this far with this GLTF pack stuff. So there we are. Rock OP, comment true. So let's see the rocks then. Retry. What have we got here? Oh, why are you? What did I generate here? No, that's correct. Alright. Why are we here? Oh, I didn't finish. I didn't actually do it everywhere. Okay. My bad. Whoopsie daisy. This is why we need a function, honestly. Oh, we need the whole thing. Yeah, it's just me being dumb. I've done everything other than the roughness and metallic. Alright, let's see. Easy peasy. Okay. Yep, so they look normal. Whoa, okay, interesting. Right, so I'm gonna turn up my intensity on the map. That looks way worse, actually. I'm not gonna lie, like considerably worse. Yeah. So if I just need to go to my damn, that looks bad. And we've lost some the specular, the roughness, and the roughness map looks bad as well. Yeah, it's messed up the roughness and other map. Those look type of alias. I think it's the compression, to be honest. Codeberg changed its possibly to banning all AI contributions. That's sick. I was just coding and it didn't work, and IntelliSense suggested I was to delete code. Where do you make GLBs? Blender? I get them online and then mess around with them in Blender. Yeah. The normals are good, but yeah, the textures are utterly destroyed. I think we've gone a bit too aggressive with the compression here. Now, I want to convert this to... How do I convert to just KTX without any compression? Let's just get rid of this compression thing, because it's just kind of dumb. Anyway, because it's going to take load time performance away from us. I did see it earlier. TC converts all, but if I use the TC, that does... Yeah, it's just the basis universal compression on it. Is there any other KTX stuff in here? Can I just convert them to KTX without the compression in? That'd be nice. I gotta go. Need to go. See you, man. Not really. It's faster to load because there's less data off the disk. Ah, right. Okay. Interesting. Number of threads when compressing textures. No. Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, I didn't ever thought that actually the size of the model actually. But we're losing a lot of visual fidelity. I don't see it, to be honest. Do, do, do. Ratchet, are you still there? How do you convert your, what do you do to get KTX2 textures in your GLTF pack? I wonder if your textures, do you use also TC like that? Do you do TC when you're using GLTF pack? Do you remember? Like this, well, I don't know how many commands are these similar, but at the very least you use TC. If it is, then I can tackle this a different way, you know what I mean? I don't want to be stuck on this thinking, oh no. Oh, okay, you do use TC. Okay, well, in that case, let's load it in Blender and assume that Blender's going to do this correctly, which is an assumption, to be sure. But what I'm interested in, poop. It's got the basis universal compression in it. I forgot the command, but I believe I disabled all quantization. Oh, you actually disabled everything? So you did the no quantization. You did the instead of just this. I'm gonna get rid of this generate tangents. I don't think it does anything. No OQ, right? Which I think is what that is. If I look at the help again. Disable quantization. Much larger GLTF files with no extensions. Let's do that. And stop it from merging nodes because it hurts RT performance. I see. Well, we'll just keep experimenting now. Let's see. Let's go to models, out. And let's try again. Let's see how that looks. It might be quantizing the, I don't know what's quantizing here, but okay. Yeah, the intensity is too high for the duck. It looks better, I think. It is weird though, is it the tangents? I might be complaining about the wrong thing here. But it really doesn't look good up close. Yeah, I might be complaining about the wrong thing. Let me just... Yeah, I have a bad feeling that my my TBN matrix is just not good or whatever. I assume that it just looks horrendous. I know, yeah, it looks really, really bad. Yeah, back to GTA 3. I don't know why though. It's like I could use the other compression format. The TU, which is slightly better apparently. I mean, I can try that, but if it's not that, then I'm going to look into something else. Okay, so that's a lot bigger because it's, yeah, that makes sense. Alright, let's get this in here. Models, out, place. This is supposed to be a high quality texture format. Ugh, get over there. Yeah, this looks like way better. It's still not quite right though because the coloring is not quite right. Oops, sorry. Okay, so let's take a screenshot of the like mini, I don't know what this is, dent in the rock. If I but you might be right. See if it's still bad. You know what? Try transcoding it to RGBA. Ah, that's a really good idea, yeah. There's some artifacts of BC. Actually, yeah, I'll do both. I think that's a good idea. Right, let me just see. Ah, you know what we've lost? We've lost, I think, occlusion. This particular model had occlusion in it. Yeah, we've lost occlusion. I think. Yeah, we definitely lost it. So this is. I'm gonna take a screenshot here and just load the original. And I'm gonna like kind of like get the same position basically for this floating poop. And yeah, that. I think you're right. We might transcode it to RGB as well. I think that's something else to try. But I just want to see like what a master copy, if that makes sense, looks like. You know, what the original OG looks like. Because that does look better, but that's a higher. That's like textures that are compressed, but don't have, you know, the way bigger. Yeah, I think in my notes it said something like that. Yeah. Normals and roughnesses get hit harder with artifacts. Yeah. Right. So let's go back to our scene then and load the original. It's just called rock lowercase. Get rid of this. And this is what it should look like. Whoa, come on. Yes, we've lost like. You see the color of it? It's like there's some orange. I don't know to make this look exactly the same, but you can see the difference, can't you? It's like lost a lot of detail. But yeah, I'll try and transcode it to yeah, look, it just looks bad in comparison. All right, let's transcode it to RGBA. No, just OP optimized. True, and I'm gonna do this for both because I can't be bothered. For both the dock as well. Oh, someone subscribed. Let me just refresh this real quick. Oh, have you lost the chat? Oh, thank you for the follow on the Twitch side. Very much appreciate that. Let me think. Yeah, we're trying to normalize these to not block 7, but cool RGBA, which I have no idea what it's called. So that's the old one. Okay, so that's just assigning everything. I assume it's at the bottom here. Oh yeah, okay, so uncompressed raw. Okay, so that's what we need. Uncompressed raw. Alright. Okay, so the duck doesn't look any different, so it shouldn't. No, it's still got that horrible sheen. You see what I'm looking at? That like, we got a specular highlight, kind of like going across the model, right? So it's really messed up the, even with the higher quality compression method. We've lost the occlusion, and yeah, this is all like bad looking. Yeah, I think it's just compression artifacts. Right, okay. So it's not the transcoding, it's the step before that then. So it does say in my notes on this, you really shouldn't have baked occlusion anyway. I didn't make this texture. They were just there. Even worse, the SS screen space ambient occlusion is better than that. Yeah. I'll believe you on that one. I have no way to know. I haven't compared them. Right, what was I looking for? I was looking for materials. Not books, sorry. Where was it? I made a bunch of notes on this. Was it a book we were learning from? Oh, did I not save it? Hi Shane. How you doing, dude? Hear it from a guy who does have pretty good AO implementation. Yeah, I believe you. I believe you. Yeah, I'll just take your word for it because I'm not gonna try and challenge you on it. Yeah, we just have a model with ambient occlusion in it, right? I didn't look for that specifically, right? It just turned up there. I was like, okay, is that important? All right, I'm completely lost on where is this bloody thing called? I forgot what it's called. I thought it was. Oh, did I not make it a source? Oh, great. I bet I didn't make it a source note, did I? I made it a regular note. Oh, I don't know how to find this now. ETC1. Yeah, where's this? Yeah, okay, I've put it in the wrong place. Let me fix my notes a bit. That's why I couldn't find it. It's completely in the wrong place. It should be a source node. So I can find it later and then make small notes from it. Right, good job. We have a good searcher here. Okay, so my notes say are you making your own Vulkan game engine? Yes. We're trying to work with some... We're trying to figure out exactly how this compression is destroying the textures, but in our model right now. We have... yeah, we just need to reference it properly. This, I think I want. No. There's another reference I actually need in here. Nope, wrong one, sorry. Yeah, it's currently making everything look ugly. So we need the developer guide. That's what we actually need. And if we go down here to this, I think. No, it's here. Transcoding red, green, right? On desktop, if EG is 1.1 supported, then you code directly to BC5. What is block compress? What is this version? Transcode 16 bits. Ah, okay. I don't think that's a great idea. No, this is the... What am I thinking? This is so not correct. How do you stay motivated to work on a project like this? It's tough. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not very motivated today, but we're still trying to get at it. Trying our best. There's a lot of days where I just don't want to do this. Don't hang around people who are lame and will talk you out of doing stuff. That's a big thing. Also, I'm doing much of the same. Yo, nice. I added a GPU compressed texture a few days ago. Also, haha, nice. Yeah, we're trying to figure out why do my mod... Why don't... I wonder... Hang on. I've got an idea. Just bear with me. The format comes through, right? This could fix it. I've just got a crazy idea. As sRGB. VK format, block 7, blah blah blah. If I instead did unorm, what would that do? Because everything kind of looks gross when I think I've like doubled. I might have doubled up something here. Block 7. Yeah, this one. Originally everything was block. Sorry, unorm, rather than sRGB. We are okay. So we are decompressing to that. Yeah, that looks way better. That's considerably better. We still, unfortunately, have some of the specular issues. But I think it's... Whoops, sorry. That's my... I forgot I have sound effects turned on still. Yeah. We lose the occlusion, but I'm not that worried about it, to be honest. And there are some weird artifacts like that that don't happen. Kind of, they light up too brightly. I'm not doing the math right, clearly. Something's... All my code wants unorm. It always has wanted unorm. But it does say in my notes somewhere that all textures are unorm. I'm gonna have to find that though. Let me just look in this project. Unorm. Where did it say that? I swear it said it somewhere. sRGB. So when the texture is nonlinear, sRGB encoding, which is virtually all textures. Okay. Yeah. So for some reason, my renderer is set up to accept unorms for no reason. What are you building? A little space game. You can see it here. Hello, hello on the YouTube. On the Twitch chat. How long did it take you to get this to this point? It is funny. It didn't take me too long, but at the same time, it also took me like 10 years, right? So it's kind of like a mix. So I think that's what's happened. I think, for example, if I... what else is this? Used this, right? If I get the other version of this, whatever this is, yeah, Windows open. Oh yes, only 10 years. It's when I say 10 years, it didn't take me 10 years to make this project. It took me to like 10 years so I can actually make this type of project, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm talking about, right? You could definitely get better than me faster. If you stay diligent. I was like I was like on and off. I didn't really stick with it for like a long period of time. Yeah, so this is sRGB 8. But if we take this sRGB 8, which I think is like one of the earlier ones. So that's the one without alpha. With the one with alpha. We spam this in here. Get rid of that. That is much closer to the actual image in my code. So if I go to sorry, much closer to the color. Alright, so I don't know what this is going to open up in, but no, please don't do that. You can see that the color is very similar between them, if not identical, but something. And this texture, by the way, is doing this maths. That's it. It's just throwing away any alpha. It's getting a texture in and applying a color on top of it if it has one. So if we have a texture color, in fact, I should have a dummy texture in here instead, like we did in the other. But let's just pretend for now that this is a. Ignore this if statement, which could be improved. We still are using unorm. It might be my swap chain actually. It might be my swap chain. Hello. Solicious. How you doing, dude? I have also IDE open, but I'm lazy. I don't know what to do. I'm really, oh, I feel you, man. I'm not feeling productive at all today. I've been super lazy today, to be honest. I've done like some maths, and like this is the only coding I've done. As a Raylib base user, it's a bit complicated. Yeah, Raylib is I've heard it's good things, and it's also kind of complicated. I wonder. All right, so if all my textures need to be a new norm for some reason, then, and it doesn't matter what fragment shader it goes through. I don't know what would cause that to happen off the top of my head, but I feel like it's swap chain stuff, right? So I'm soon continuing with my game, but I'm far away from using any sort of hardware acceleration. I see, because you're the base. You're using based software acceleration, software rendering, like they did in Quake. No, yeah. Can you imagine making a Quake-style game engine from scratch with no hardware acceleration just because you wanted to? That sounds like so much more difficult. You go through Handmade Hero. Oh, fantastic. Honestly, that's a really good series. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's well worth it, honestly. I didn't get very far, so yeah, that's actually well worth it, honestly. Yeah, it's really good. I'm working on a Minecraft mob. I hate drawing items and text and block textures. Nice. I think there's so many people are working on Minecraft mods. This is fantastic. I think some of the mods out there are like basically video games in themselves. It's really cool. Okay, so my swap chain. Let's look at my swap chain and see what the hell's going on. So if everything's unorm, I think I'm gonna. Let me think. I don't know off the. I don't know if I'll be able to just immediately spot what space we're in. Yes, RGB. So our color space is nonlinear sRGB. And our surface format is. And this is for what? This is, yeah, okay, this is the standard creation. And then we select whatever format supported based on starting with this. Now my question is, what happens if we are in sRGB rather than UNORM? I don't know what that's going to look like. This could look horrendous. Okay, that's actually what I wanted to see. I actually want to see it more washed out, because if I am doing that and I then bring in the other texture, no, if I go back to the 2D renderer and I kind of bring this as sRGB, and our color on a swap chain color space is, and I look at that, no, not that, sorry, and I look at my original texture again. I should see now that sRGB, yeah, as far as I could tell, they are more or less the same. I think this is a little darker, to be honest, but I could be seeing things. In fact, I think the only way to see this would be to go into snip, grab these two, copy the image, go into GIMP, and I guess paste, and then go like this and say, okay, based on this, what is the value? So this is that. So I'm just going to keep that here for a minute, just so I can keep track of it. And then I go over here. Oops. Over here. And this is... looks exactly the same, but let's absolutely make sure. And, yeah, okay. So I just need to move from unorm to sRGB space, and we're good to go on our swap chain. So I just need to, you know, get rid of that. Sorry, that's my Windows noise, not you. Oh, lib based on raylib, yeah. You're using the Rust port. I see, I see. Okay, so we're not out the woods yet, but we're basically done. We just got to be careful of our conversion now in our fragment shader. So we're just going to do this. Obviously, these basically are never going to be supported because there's no alpha component, but whatever. So we do that, and then we go to our scene, our load GLTF, and throw this straight in there instead of a unorm. Alright, cool. So yeah, our color space was wrong. That's what was wrong, I think. Oh, interesting. Okay, so there's a okay, so that hasn't been corrected. So ignore the skybox being basically white. But everything else should look good. Apart from some compressed texture issues. Okay. Yeah, duck in space. Duck adventure game. I'm definitely going to put the duck in the game. But it's kind of shit. I need GCC and CMake lol. Yeah, I have the same. I guess so. Mine doesn't look too particularly good, to be honest. If I go to the skybox, we have the same issue. This should be sRGB. Let's change that. sRGB. And that should be the same. Because we're like overcorrecting. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now the question is, now the next thing I need to worry about. I don't know if this is actually still good. I think it's overdone. So if yeah, I think it's too bright. I think it's because the lighting is wrong. Now we are dealing with a different color space. We need to go into our fragment shader. I think I could be wrong here, but this decodes to sRGB, but I don't think we need to decode or encode to the sRGB now. That's what I'm thinking, right? So every time we see these functions, we might not need to do this at all. So this actually might speed up our renderer a little bit anyway. So yeah. So we don't need this line. And I don't know. I could be completely wrong here. But we'll see. Oh, what the hell? Is it E? Oh yeah, okay, it's the E. That's the emissive textures. Okay, so that's the decode. There's an encode, I think it's the last function though. Yeah, so I don't know what space we're working with here, but I feel like it's just not correct. Hang on. That would be these guys. Okay. Yeah, okay, get rid of that. And let's just see what that looks like. Hey, yeah. I also want to try C minus minus. So this would be my next. Is that a real thing? Yeah, okay, so yeah, ignore that like blowing. Yep, okay, so that corrects this, that corrects the lighting issue. The lighting was like way too bright, as you can see now, it's like kind of normal. So in fact, yes, if we're still in sRGB space, we don't need to encode and decode to sRGB space with unorm. That'll be my next goal, I guess. So let's have a look. I'm kind of curious. I might be being trolled here a little bit. I'm super curious if this is a real language, because that's kind of funny. Is it like super stripped down C? I'm kind of excited. Okay, so the AI is telling me this, but I have no idea if this is even true. C++ is a C-like programming language designed primarily for high level. Okay, you're just getting things wrong, I think. Oh, okay, okay, so it does exist. Okay, thank you. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is, I thought it was, okay, so it got rid of the minus for me. The unofficial logo resembling the C++ logo. I like it. So it's mainly for compilers and high-level languages, rather than rather than written by. Okay. Created by S. It's a functional. What language is it? So it's statically typed. It's weak. Portable assembly language. I see. Okay. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Whoops. Saving a thing here. It's C star. There we go. That's cool. I am going to say that we've made a decent progress. We've got super compressed files. Unfortunately, some models just look terrible. So there's not much I can do about that, to be honest. I might spend a little bit more time on this, where we try and get the skybox working. Instead of it just being like massive PNG files, which is what it is at the moment. I think we can build a proper cube map and decompress it with the faces and all that kind of stuff properly. So yeah, probably going to do that next time. So yeah, I'm going to call it here. Thank you for the shorter stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for all the follows on the Twitch side and all the comments and likes and subs on the YouTube side. It was all very much appreciated. So thank you. I hope you had a great time watching me. And I hope you all have a great time coding your own projects. I'll try to stream longer next time, perhaps. All right. Take care, guys. Bye. Good luck with your projects. Bye, 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 bye.